If you're in your 20s and you feel like life is on a loop, and you eventually want to break that cycle, then enrich yourself. After feeling lost for a few years, trying to get a job with my university degree, and I couldn't due to mass layoffs, AI, the barrier of entry being so much higher than it was pre-COVID. I thought to myself, hey, let me just get more knowledge and wisdom. You never know how it's gonna help. So I just started reading books. Books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Psychology of Money, Dotcom Secrets, and various other books. But these three are the most that have affected me as a person. Before reading any of these books, I had zero knowledge about how to manage my money. All I knew is to work a job, get paid, and that's it. And it was down to me to either save or spend that money. But these books changed my horizon. Rich Dad, Poor Dad opened my mind about real estate, owning property, and the S&P 500, which is an index fund that increases 7 to 10% a year historically. So if you had, let's just say, 5K in there, it will grow about 7 to 10% a year. I didn't know any of that before. Psychology of Money taught me to save and budget and have an emergency fund for rainy days. And Dotcom Secrets taught me about funneling my money in ways of maximizing profits and getting more from the consumer. Now, what I just said is very basic and loose and not the actual purpose of the books, but those are the main takeaways I got from each of those books. When you read one book, you absorb all of this knowledge like a sponge, and you feel like you've learned something new just by reading, and it feels great. It feels rewarding. And when you read another book similar to that, you learn something new as well, and then from both of those books you're able to connect them together and realize, hey, I can apply investing into the index fund as well as having an emergency fund. It's all about the information you gather, connecting it and calibrating it into a very effective way, and that's how you just grow. That's how you grow, and you learn more, you do more, and so does your wealth. It's very boring to open up a book and just see a bunch of statistics and graphs and just get overwhelmed because you don't understand certain jargon and slogans. Whereas these books that I've read, they describe how to enrich yourself through their stories, through scenarios, which allow you to picture it and absorb it and then apply it to yourself, which is why I highly recommend these books. And also, of course, there are other books as well that do the job. These books allow you to build wealth rather than being lazy and leisure maxing, not doing anything whatsoever that is productive. Even if you're not doing anything and you still read these books, it will change you. It will change the way you think, and it will make you want to do something different rather than just sitting, scrolling, or just watching all day and being a consumer rather than a producer. I myself, I want to be both a consumer and a producer, because I want to enjoy my life and also make money in my life. I don't want to do one or the other, otherwise it's too much. It becomes a burden over time. But if you're that person that goes 0 to 1, by all means do it. Other forms of media as well, like fantasy, it also really helps as well if you just read. You learn about empires, you learn about markets, you learn about systems. Every book has knowledge for you to absorb, which is why I highly recommend just pick up a book you're passionate about or a topic you're interested in. It really does help you grow as a person. Books are very powerful and heavily underrated in today's society. And after you've been saving and budgeting over a while, I highly recommend you create like a savings or a pocket so that you can go on holidays, because going on holidays gives you so much experience as well. It allows you to see the world and see a different perspective from different various people and cultures. I'm saying to go on very cheap holidays. I'm not telling you to buy a £1,000 ticket and spend thousands of more pounds going out and having fun. You try going on a holiday that's 50 quid a ticket, or create a target that's like maximum we can only spend £500 or £200, and then go to places that have that price. Before I got my job and I was earning money, which is crazy, I never went on holidays. The only time I went was when I was little, and I don't even remember it properly. And ever since I started making my own money, I've just started going. I want to go twice a year on holidays, just to see the world and put a pin on the map of a poster I have in my room. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not living my life, and I want to live my life. I want to get the most out of it, but also not go overboard. I'm just trying to have a balance in what I want to do with the time I have, whether that's with my loved one, friends, family. I'm trying to do everything all at once, yet at the same time, I'm not trying to do everything all at once. Going hiking, to the beach, biking, road trips, getting ice cream, different flavors of ice cream in a different country, trying different foods in a different country, going shopping in a different country, seeing different people from a different country, seeing different buildings from a different country. It's all great. It's all an experience. Whether you're on your own or with people you know, it's all moments in time that you will never forget. So do them. Hobbies as well is another thing. We don't do enough hobbies. I feel like the average person doesn't. They only work and they come home, and then they drown themselves in content of either scrolling or watching and just consuming. No one explores and develops their hobby. If you paint, if you read, if you draw, if you do sports, if you work out, if you do anything that's physical, mental, that you're passionate about and you enjoy, do them. Because at the end of the day, you need something to uplift you when you're working all the time, the majority of your life. You need something that you can level up. And if you level up high enough, who knows, maybe one day you can make profit from it, or even try a new hobby and develop that skill, and then you just level up and you just keep upgrading and you just become a superhuman. I think we all have a lot of untapped, unlimited potential where we can pivot into areas of the unknown and try them. I myself never done YouTube, but always done random little bits here and there. But for the first time, I'm committing myself to making content and seeing where it goes. Your actions always have consequence, whether they're positive or negative or have no effect whatsoever. The way you carry yourself and go about your day has an outcome on people's perspective of you. So just be kind. Be a kind, good person. Be generous. And eventually, over time, whether that's at work, home, or with friends, people will know. People will notice. Share your knowledge. And do not gatekeep, so that others can also reciprocate and share their knowledge, exchange what they know, their skills, and try try and learn something from other people rather than thinking you know everything when actually you know nothing. Even when you're at the height of some skill, whether you're playing a game for 1,000 hours, you still don't know things, and you can learn something from a completely different game to play and understand the mechanics of any other game. Playing a lot of FPS shooters when I was young allowed me to understand UI interface of games and how like guns will work, how simple mechanics of movement will work. That's still applicable to today with current games that are out. So just broaden your horizons, try everything, whether that's with games or unrelated to games. If you ever get inspired or motivated to do something and to take action to enrich yourself, by all means do it and take it. But then you have to think, when will I continue this again? When will I take the moment out of my day to continue pursuing that idea or project? Let's just say, for argument's sake, you're trying to write a book, and you get so motivated and passionate in the beginning that you just start brainstorming, and you have a hook, an idea of the start, beginning, and end of your story, what's going to happen, and you just start writing it. You concepted it roughly, and you just started writing the first draft. The next day happens, you start writing again. You're like, okay, I love where this is going, and then the next day happens again, and momentum is building, the length of the story is building, and then the following day you take a day off from it because you're busy. You have to study or do your job, so you don't do it that whole day, and then the next day you come back to it and you've forgotten everything, and you say to yourself, wow, this was a lot, I can't be bothered right now, and then you just let go of it. You let go of that story. It was brewing, it was cooking, and then it just died right there and then, because you have used work as an excuse to stop doing what you wanted to create. When you come home from work, what is it you do? You either rest a little bit, watch something, whether that's TV, YouTube, scrolling on your phone. You're doing something, and you're doing it because you want to enjoy your leisure time. But if you enjoy creating stories and writing books, then you just have to force yourself to get into that momentum, tap into it, so that when you do it long enough, it becomes automatic, like a habit. It changes your identity from scrolling to writing. The moment you come home, instead of flicking the screen of your phone, you're typing in and punching in words on the keyboard. Words are coming out, sentences are made, scenes are created, ideas in the mind can be constructed. This is what you need to do every day. You need to turn your habits into what you want it to be, rather than having negative habits. I got this idea from the book I'm currently reading called Atomic Habits by James Clear. I highly recommend it. I've only just started, but oh my, it's teaching me a lot about habits, whether they're good or bad, and how to keep them, maintain them, and continue doing them, which is what I'm doing right now. So it's great. I highly recommend it. It's all about your perspective and you as a person, and different types of variations of habits. Whatever you choose to do, just be honest with yourself. Literally say to yourself, oh, this is what I did, this is what I'm doing. I want to do this, I want to do that. Oh, I've given up on that project. Like, just be honest with yourself rather than just saying, oh yeah, I'm going to do it later, and then a week goes by and you haven't touched it. Just say to yourself, oh, tomorrow I'm going to write. And then when tomorrow comes, you can be like, I'm going to write. I told myself I'll do this. And the more you say to yourself what you're going to do, you will do it. So do it. As always, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.